Now we're going to learn about yoga with Deborah, is it Charnes?
Correct.
Okay, from the Namaste Counsel. So Deborah, how does, well, first off, just explain yoga. What is yoga?
Well, what a lot of people don't know about, and I was actually telling some of my students this morning, is that yoga isn't what most people think. So a lot of people want to go to yoga. They're like, they want to get some cardiovascular exercise. They want to sweat. The real meaning of yoga, if you go back 5,000 years to the ancient scriptures, is about stillness. And when we talk about stillness, we're talking about mental and physical stillness. And through both the mental and the physical stillness, you achieve optimal health. Okay. And what the wisdom method, my background in the wisdom method, it taps into traditional Chinese medicine and the ancient Indian medicine, both of which are 5,000 years old, both of which have been proven efficient and the best forms, well, in my opinion, the best forms of healing through finding inner balance with the body, the mind, and the spirit.
So what is the difference between yoga and yoga therapy? Because I know it's very specific. You're a yoga therapist.
Correct. As with a lot of people within health fields, of course, people can throw out the term therapist however they want. What I really am proud of is I'm a member of the International Association of Yoga Therapists. And the International Association of Yoga Therapists, they work to have as much clinical studies to prove the efficacy of yoga therapy, but they also are taking the level of yoga therapy from A to A on steroids. So what they're trying to do is, just as many of the others in our allied health professions have gotten their certifications, which are now recognized by insurance companies or by MDs. So, for example, some of my speakers at a conference that I was at 2 weeks ago, actually most of them were either PhDs or MDs. So MD Anderson, for example, the article that we'll be posting on my site shortly is about what MD Anderson is doing in yoga therapy. So what the International Association of Yoga Therapists does also is they regulate, so just as the medical boards, will determine who can say that they've got, that they're a doctor and that they've passed the tests. IAYT has very stringent guidelines. A yoga teacher, according to the Yoga Alliance, should have 200 hours. A yoga therapist has to have 800 to 1,200 hours.
Wow.
So who's your typical client? Is it somebody in a car accident, somebody that can't walk, somebody that's struggling? Who's your typical client?
That's a great question, and I would say all of those and everyone in this room. So everyone is struggling to some extent, and many times we don't know where we're struggling. And so that's the thing about both Ayurveda, which is the traditional life science of India, and traditional Chinese medicine. We find that inner balance physically and emotionally.